There's nothing you've got to do but eventually die. That's going to happen, but you don't have to do anything else. People can make you do things perhaps, but there's no moral you have to do this or you have to do that. There's no should apart from a goal, a desire, something you want to do. Morality is not a set of categorical imperatives, thou shalt no matter what, right, which is the religious commandments or the Kantian approach to ethics, but rather it's a series of or a set of hypothetical imperatives. If you want to live a wonderful life, then you have to act in certain ways and not in other ways. So morality is conditional or relative as you and I could, all goals and values are relative to an ultimate goal. What are we trying to do? And Rand asks the question, well, why do we need to do any of this? These are values, these are things that we go after, we're trying to get. Why do we need this? Is there some reason? Is there some fundamental value that gives rise to the need of these things? And her answer is yes, there is. And that value is life itself. Life is what makes values both possible. Because we're alive, we can play hockey and have romantic relationships and have a career that we love. And because we're alive, if we want to remain alive, and here's where the hypothetical if comes in, if you want to remain alive and if you want to have a beautiful life, then because we live in a causal environment, you have to act in certain ways and not in other ways. And then the science of ethics is then fleshing out what and codifying the principles of, okay, well, what do we need to do in order to live fully that way, to live as the kind of being we are? I think we do have a nature, at least a fundamental universal nature. Human beings are the kind of being that has a rational faculty, meaning we can think and use concepts and logic to figure out what's the case in the world and what will support our lives and what won't. And that's universal to all human beings. And then within the sphere of that universality, there's all sorts of optionality. You and I can choose to spend our time talking about philosophy. Somebody else might choose to be a dentist. Somebody else might choose to be a painter. All of those are perfectly legitimate goals or pursuits in life because they actually are life supporting. If life is our fundamental value.